The anatomy of a golden-aged soul. I feel myself, the pure soul, sitting deep inside the center of my head. Totally subtle, within a pure body, still and silent. Now I go inside the soul. I see the sanskaras. I feel the sanskaras. I look inside the landscape of my mind. I describe the landscape of my mind. Now I move into the intellect. I feel the intellect operating. Now I visit my brain. I sense my brain close to I, the soul, in front of me, around me. It is a golden-aged brain. I feel it. I watch it. I describe how it functions. I feel I, the soul, sending the brain a message. Then I feel the brain transferring the message to my body. I observe the way in which I, the pure soul, interact with my brain and body. There's something very unique and special about this relationship.
दिन कितने प्यारे थे, ये दिन भी कितने प्यारे हैं। तब बाबा साथ हमारे थे, तब बाबा साथ हमारे थे। बाबा अब भी साथ हमारे हैं।
संतुष्टता अर्थात सदा दिल, दिमाग आराम में होंगे, सुख चैन की स्थिति में हो, बेचैन नहीं होंगे। सुख चैन, ऐसे संतुष्ट मणिया सदा बाप के मस्तक में मस्तक मणिया समान चमकती। स्वयं को चेक करो। संतुष्टता बाप की और सर्व की दुआएं दिलाती। संतुष्ट आत्मा समय वृद्ध समय सदा अपने को बाप और सर्व की दुआओं के विमान में उड़ता हुआ अनुभव करेंगे। ये दुआएं उनका विमान, सदा अपने को विमान में उड़ता हुआ अनुभव करेंगे। दुआ मांगेगा नहीं, लेकिन स्वयं दुआएं उसके आगे सुधई है। ऐसे संतुष्ट मणि अर्थात सिद्धि स्वरूप तपस्वी, अल्प काल की सिद्धियां नहीं, ये अविनाशी और रूहानी सिद्धियां। ऐसे संतुष्ट मणियों को देख रहे थे। हर एक अपने आप से पूछो, मैं कौन? बच्चे, मैं आपके सदा साथ हूं।
Om Shanti. Avit signals. In order to pass in the final test, increase the power to discern. As you progress further, Maya will come in front of you in such a way that you will definitely need the power to discern. Internally keep the power to discern with you. If you lack the power to discern, you will end up wandering on the spiritual path. You will not be able to become an embodiment of the codes of conduct of the Brahmin clan. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Welcome to Bhakti Parivar. Today is day 10, creating heaven inside ourselves. God's plan for true unity dissolves limited human plans. Now we will listen to Mohini Didi.
Om Shanti, everyone is okay, everyone is well. Yes, yeah, lovely to see your hands. One of the sanskar of golden age is harmony. Even we use word unity, but it is more harmony. And the first step of harmony is between one's own mind and intellect. Are they both working together? Or sometimes intellect accepts what mind says, sometimes mind doesn't accept what intellect says. We always have this uh, internal, sometimes argument, sometimes dialogue, sometimes controversial. You know, it's like you could feel inside. Man. There is a saying that uh, war begins in the minds, but then peace also has to begin, right, in the mind. So when we sit in remembrance of Baba, or what we call as meditation, first they have to be together, right? They have to be in harmony. So there is concentration, there is focus, there is creativity, deep, very deep silence. Not only silence, but harmony creates the waves of sweetness, you know. It's like very, very fragrant and sweet. And when that harmony happens, it's the harmony between soul and the body. Because the whole interplay in the drama is of soul and nature, right? If the soul adopts the elements which is called birth and takes the body, so in golden age they are very comfortable. Soul is comfortable in the body and body is very comfortable with the sanskars of the soul. Because generally when they say about disease, no, they say you are not at ease. You are not at ease in the sense somewhere there is a deep conflict between maybe what you're thinking and doing or your aim and your attributes. So when we were meditating, it's very beautiful feelings when soul is in harmony with the body. That means all the thoughts not only going towards brain, but it going towards heart. All the cells of the body, all nervous system, everything of the body is very deeply connected with the thoughts. So this beautiful harmony. So when we sit in meditation, first we create harmony between mind and intellect. Then we create harmony between soul and the matter, soul and the body. And then it becomes very easy in that harmony to connect with one. And this harmony is great strength because you are not wasting energy. You are not wasting time. You are not wasting thoughts. So soul is not only very restful, but feels also powerful. I remember once when we were, I was young, Baba's child. So Didi One Mohini used to tell us, if your mind, intellect and hands have to be together. So we used to say, what is that now? That means when you're doing something with hands, and your mind somewhere else, your intellect is somewhere else, you won't be able to do anything, right? But when your mind, intellect, and hands are together, you will be efficient, accurate, you will be fast, and also there won't be that much tiredness. But because it's like three things working, no, mind working, intellect is working, and then with hands we doing, or with feet we have to walk, or we have to speak, whichever sense organ we have to use. So it's a very beautiful feelings when all are together, mind, intellect, and the organ or the body, and we using them, using the body, and they are also very much into comfort. We don't realize, but sometimes very subtly we're doing things, but internally we are not comfortable because we haven't created that harmony. So either the mind intellect not satisfied or body is not at comfort. Sometimes you go for a certain medical test or you have to go in a particular vehicle and body is not comfortable. So when body is not comfortable, it's sending the vibrations to mind and intellect. So, but what I do, I say let mind and intellect be in meditation, create harmony. So the discomfort of the body will be felt minimum. I'm sharing this latest experience. These days they have a lot of technology, new instruments to test the body. So this was something for eyes. And you have to be very still but quite long time. And then something is circle, it's a new machine they say has come. So I was finding it very difficult with the neck and back, and but I just took my mind and intellect into deep silence and with Baba in soul consciousness. Then I remember when Baba said in bodiless stage, what is that bodiless state? So after that I found that even at that time it was difficult, but there was no effect after that. And it's very, very interesting to think about this kind of harmony on bodiless stage. And then when it is there, then automatically I can say in my life that lot of love for each other, lot of harmony with each other, joyful. Because even if there is little bit of conflict, you can see whole atmosphere is not joyful, right? That's what yesterday's blessing was also. So when Baba's God's plan is to create unity, it starts from within, then with the body, then with everyone. And also then the care we take of everything which we have. I remember that when we were young, Didi would you say, how long it takes your slippers to wear out? Say, well, it depends, right? So she said some their slippers last so long and there are some every day they get torn. Daddy Janki was mentioning that she has 12 sets or 8 sets of clothes for so many years. She will gently wash them, keep them properly, take care of them. So with the matter also, when Baba said eknami and economy, that means we are remembering Baba and taking care of everything what we have. It's good karma, right? Because we're not wasting anything. And there are some, their things get torn. They are everywhere. They're not orderly. They're not in good shape. It's something deep within the self. I have seen some people, their rooms are so clean, and there are some, they have one cloth here, one towel here, one here. When you go in, you feel, what is this? This is the room one lives in. So it's from inside when you are sorted out, orderly, in harmony, then everything, whether with the material things or with other people, everything is so much in harmony. And I think that's what Baba is mentioning in Golden Age. Not only elements, but the body and everything else, you know. And that is why I always like when Dadi Janki said, uh, truthful but also clean. I have seen, you know, one day we wanted to do a survey in Peaceful Age. So some rooms, they were so beautifully kept, and as soon as you go, but in some, they still had their cup from the morning tea. They had a plate of what lunch they had eaten. They also have garbage on one side, which they are supposed to throw. And it's so cluttered, you can't believe that a person can sleep in this room. But that soul is comfortable. Someone took photograph and I couldn't believe when I saw it. So whatever is in us very subtly, whether you are confused, it will be visible, right? If you are in conflict inside, it will be visible. So whatever, so golden aged sanskars are at this time, we create this beautiful harmony. We remain very, very clean. And also, whatever we using, we can use whatever you want, but there is minimum wear and tear of that. Everything just lasts like forever. And we get blessings from that because we are using less and still doing Baba's task. So have that again, this harmony is created with understanding. When we understand, of course, there are higher understanding of all secrets of drama. But then also everyone has different part, different sanskars. And on the journey, no, everyone has different kind of, experiences. So, but with our love, we help our co-travelers so that we can go together, all of us, because we have love for each other. But then Baba gives a very high spiritual concept that you all are souls, you are children of one common parents, and you are eternally together. You will play part together for 5,000 years, right? So we have to create very, very loveful and a harmonious relationship with everyone. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Om Shanti, Mohini Didi. So much was just said, so much to think about. It's to me that word, just the word harmony brings a feeling of well-being. And I mean, just focusing on that word and trying to become whole again, because I feel in a way, is that what's happened to us, that we are broken. There are parts of us that we come to Baba and even years later, and I don't think necessarily broken after many, many years, but there's still pieces that are just not in sync. And I love this idea of everything, the mind, the body, the intellect, everything has to really be working together. So I guess my question is, do we just, doesn't it require a lot of honesty in our meditation to kind of figure out what's not working, or should we not go there?
I think we should first try to create that inner stillness and inner harmony.
Mm.
And then, of course, we notice what is causing conflict. So some thoughts are coming. Is it about a person? Is it about a situation or any difficulties I have in life? From where it's not we specially doing it, but you
Yeah.
will notice that, oh, this is the obstacle. So
Mm.
when you notice it, then we will make efforts to resolve it. And when we are able to resolve, then we will experience more harmony. And also, it's different every day, right? Some days you find it so easy to be very much in harmony, very restful inside. And some days there is little turbulence, right? And so that must be some sanskars emerging or the vibrations from outside. But that can also be resolved, right? That can also be removed. So, yeah, we definitely have to notice what is there which is not allowing me to be in harmony, right?
Does it also require honesty with oneself?
Mm.
Because it's so easy to almost blame others and not take responsibility for things that are affecting us and feeling it's because of someone else or it's because of this situation that I'm facing. And without taking responsibility, nothing changes, does it? You can sit in meditation and, you know, maybe not even realize what's going on, what you're doing. You're sabotaging yourself. I think at times, I'm not saying all the time, but
Mhm.
you think in a way it requires true honesty with the self.
I think that one who, not with honesty, definitely, but if I really want to progress, if I really want to move towards perfection, then I will not raise finger towards anyone. Anything happen, I will say where I can be better. Maybe I could be better in what the way I said it. Maybe I should be better in what my eyes went through. In the sense you immediately check yourself and change it. And that person is always progressing. There is a lot of transformation happening, and you can see the change in them. Their nature is different, and so I think this inner change, as you say, honestly seeing. But let's say situation happened. There are 5 people. A sensible one will say, "Oh, maybe I shouldn't have said it. Maybe this caused because self-correction."
Mm.
I always say, Baba says, if you correct yourself, then nobody will need to correct you.
Mm.
So I think that's what, as you said, is internal work, which is very, very important.
And honesty, with yourself. And as you're saying that often we are judging other people and like you say, pointing our finger at other people, like they're the bad guys. even people in our life, I'm talking about people in our lives. Sometimes they do something that we feel isn't right. Is it really best to not ever, unless something has to really be done because it's really wrong and somebody's doing something wrong, would you say that it's best to say, well, Baba says, put a bead in our mouth, right? In a sense, is that the way? Because I do notice that often it's words that hurt, judging other people, bossing people around if things aren't done right. Us, even, really, even Brahmins talking about other Brahmins, right? It happens. And that's creating disharmony, I think. Any kind of conflict or to me, any negativity is, there has to be honesty. So I'm just wondering how do you handle things where there are situations, and maybe not big situations, but little situations?
One thing I always say, don't blame others, nor blame yourself. Right? In the sense, if we keep blaming, it happened because of you, because of you. And there are some, they are always regretting within, oh, it happened because of me, because of me. But that's why we have knowledge once you realize that it's my fault, right? But don't regret about it. Don't keep blaming yourself because it happened, it was in drama. Move forward and be better now. So word blame is not something we should do it. And some people just say directly, it's like blaming. It happened because of you. But that's not okay. It happened. But don't accuse anyone or blame anyone. But that some always do with themselves, which is also not very good because then they get disappointed. They can lose hope, and so blaming is not good. But okay, there are certain things they happen according to drama. So it's past now. Let's see what we can do better.
If we can't create harmony among ourselves, and not just with Brahmins, but I mean people in our lives, right? Sometimes I say to myself, well, then how do we change the world? And Baba's, this is his plan. What the plan for true unity in the world, and his plan is so vast, isn't it? It encompasses everything, every action, every way of thinking. I mean, if Baba was, he is in charge, right? But if he was in charge of all the problems in the world and he could actually just flick a magic wand and say, let's change this and what's going on politically, the world would just be so beautiful. It would be the golden age right now, but it requires our work. Yeah.
We have to create heaven now. No? Creating heaven is not looking at whatever is happening, but, all of us, Baba's children, have to now just keep this thought, determined thought, that I am creating heaven. So my sanskar should be heavenly. It will create a beautiful wave. And like we heard that there will be externally lot of disturbance, lot of conflict, and we know what's happening. Yeah. But for us, what we have to create actually is heaven. And I'm sure we will do that, right? We will have heavenly sanskars, create heaven, right?
It's a beautiful, beautiful, I think our charge is just beautiful, that this is what we are meant to do. And Baba is preparing us and supporting us, and with, of course, the family and you and everything. And thank you so much, for me getting to be here and talk with you about these things, because it's so deep and so powerful, your ideas. And thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I think that we will be moving into tomorrow's practice. Yes. Okay. Creating heaven inside ourselves. God's plan for true unity dissolves limited human plans. Today, I practice the golden age sanskara of hands full of true understanding by enjoying the highest harmony.
Om Shanti. Thank you so much, Didi and Sister Meredith. That was wonderful. So, Vyakti Parivar, today is Friday. So, are we ready for our next flight? So we want to go to some different areas of Pandavavan and experience our unlimited home. So welcome to our Vyakti journey, Madhavan, the forest of honey, where heaven begins. खुशबू रूहानी थी प्यारी, देखा माली Shanti, did you all enjoy it? So whoever have been to Madhuban might know exactly where you went today, but some of you have never been to Madhuban. So these are the very secret areas actually, because dining hall, Baba's all children used to eat, and still like all double foreigners, they love this place. Yatra Bhojan, Toli department, dispensary, telephone exchange, right? So now those days we didn't have mobiles, so we used to line up there, right? So beautiful memories. Thank you. And Dadiji, she used to distribute Toli herself every day almost actually. So thank you, Avikti Parivar, Avikti Airline, and don't forget, same time, same flight every day. Don't miss it. Thank you. Now let's remember Baba.
Om Shanti. Good night, everyone. Om Shanti. Good night. Good night.